Hey guys, welcome back to Revealing Biblical Truths. In this video, we'll be going through the book of Joshua, chapters 13 through 20. Before we get started, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, share, and comment down below. At the beginning of chapter 13, Yahusha was getting old, and Yah said that there was still a lot of land left to be possessed, including the land of the Philistines, Geshuri, Gaza, and from Sihor near Egypt all the way up to Lebanon, near the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Also the northland around Mount Hermon and to Lebanon. But Yah said that he would drive the inhabitants out, and then Yahusha would divide up the land by lot to the 12 tribes. Only the tribe of Levi did not get an inheritance because they were the priests. Following this, it lays out all the land that was divided to the tribes and where their borders are. It is mentioned here that Joseph gave his lot to both of his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Yahusha then recalls that he was sent to spy out the land when he was 40 years old. But now he is 85 years old. But he said he was still going strong and ready to continue warring against the enemies. Then he gave Caleb the city of Hebron for an inheritance. Before, Hebron was known as Kiriath Arba, meaning the city of four, referring to the 4 giants that lived there. It continues into chapter 14 and 15, describing the borders and the cities of the land inheritances of the 12 tribes. It mentions at the end of chapter 15 that the Jebusites continued to live in the area of Jerusalem as they could not drive them out. And that brings up another point about the name Jerusalem. Why is the name Jerusalem? Well, first of all, there is no letter J in Hebrew. It was Yerushalayim. Prior to this, in Abraham's time, it was known as Salem, the city of peace, a derivative of Shalom. And that brings us to the Yeru part. It was noted that the Jebusites lived in the area, but in Hebrew, they would have been known as the Yebusim. The letters are Yod, Beit, and Waw. Interestingly, the first 3 letters of Yerushalayim, or Yeru, Shalem, are Yod, Resh, and Waw, so only the Beit and Resh are different, and most likely this is due to a scribal error. The letters Beit and Resh are nearly identical looking except for the line at the bottom of the Beit. So in reality, the city should be called Yebu Shalem, because the Yebusim lived there. In chapter 16, it continues to go through the borders of the land inheritances to Joseph's sons, Ephraim. It is noted that they didn't drive out the Canaanites that dwell in Gerar, but that they paid tribute. In chapter 17, it talks about Manasseh's inheritance. It says that they could not drive out the Canaanites, but they paid tribute and also asked Joshua if they could have another piece of land since they had so many people. He said they could have Mount Ephraim and the woods around it. In chapter 18, all the Israelites gathered at Shiloh, and 7 tribes had still not gotten their lots yet. Judah was given the south. Joseph was given the coast to the north. Benjamin got all the area between Judah and Joseph. Simeon was given an area within Judah's borders. Zebulun was given the western coast by the sea, and then lots were given to Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and Dan. And then all the lots were given out. In chapter 20, Joshua is told to delegate certain cities of refuge. In these cities, if a person killed someone unknowingly or unintentionally, they could flee to those cities and be protected from someone seeking revenge. When that person got to the cities, he had to stand at the gate of the city, declare his cause into the ears of the elders of that city, and they would take him into the city and give him a place where he can dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursues after him, then they shall not deliver up the slayer into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly and didn't hate him before time. And he will dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest he should be in all those days. And then the slayer shall return and come back to his own city, to his own house, unto the city whence he had fled. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, and Mount Ephraim, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah. And on the other side of the Jordan, by the Jericho eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness upon the plain of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. And that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, Shalom.